So we are fighters. I mean, all of us have come from ground zero. Nobody here has been, he has a surname that, he has got from his father. Nobody. Four of us. Right?
Now nepotism पे सवाल आएगा.
Risky. रिच है तो इश्क है भी ये लाइन आ रही है यहाँ पे.
वो हमारे दूसरे दोस्त की माफ कीजिएगा. हंसल में तक किया वो.
You know, after I watched the film, it sort of felt like this could have also been a theatrical release. Did you not consider?
Don't even say
that.
But no, I was. I must tell you that I was very, very certain about it somewhere. But see, I mean, I don't even blame my producer or the studio for going OTT way. Also because you have certain data and survey which was not very encouraging. Okay, and we had to take this story to each and everyone.
Yeah.
And we didn't want this story or this fantastic film to be judged by the numbers on the box office. Now, studio and Mr. Vinod Bhanushali, all of these people are having a meeting because on social media, thousands of
public demand has come.
The people are demanding huge demand to take it to the theater. They are ready to go to the theater to see it second time, third time, or fourth time. Yeah. Okay, so I think they are discussing.
So we might be making history, I guess.
Yes.
So
let's see.
I think Manoj Bajpayee is one of the best dialogue writers in this country. Also,
he's added so much.
Added bonus.
I think that entire end wala scene was Manoj. I can say that, that.
I mean, that was my contribution.
Kind of contribution, but so I'm just saying that's him. So he brings a lot to the table, and it's without ego.
Yeah.
He will give it, take it. It's your choice.
Exactly.
There's no free.
No, but I personally feel that over the years, this is what I have experienced. The atmosphere of Hindi film industry is lopsided. Somewhere I feel that there's too much of a insecurity and too much of ego playing that happens. That takes away. That really takes it away from the filmmaking.
This is Aditi and you're watching me on News 18 Showsha. Today, I have a bundle of creative personalities joining me who are bringing a significant change in storytelling. So Manoj sir, Vinod, Supan and Apurv, a huge welcome to News 18 and we are so happy to have you with us.
Thank you.
Same. Thank you.
I had a ride watching Bandaa. I actually had tears watching the film in the end. It was created with much needed sensitivity and grit. Did you all anticipate Bandaa's big win on the OTT?
Let Vinodji answer this.
When you have Manoj sir with us, and you're talking about OTT,
he's the king. He's right.
You said it all.
Yeah.
So, but actually, Manoj from day one, I think, was literally saying that this is the film.
Yeah.
He loved it from day one, from the day he heard it, the day he saw it.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
15 minutes में खाली idea and he said,
added.
पर तुम लोग अभी script करो.
अच्छा.
And our friend Apurva is his find only. He said, तो हमारी थोड़ी हालत खराब थी.
अब बताओ.
अभी तो बहुत खुश है. अभी तो देखो ना यार. तो अभी तो हम बोल रहे हैं भैया 2 पिक्चर 3 पिक्चर जो करने. So it's always that a producer also needs when we identify a story, but he needs who's playing the role. I mean बंदा अगर इन्होंने मना किया तो पिक्चर नहीं बनती. क्योंकि हमको और कोई दिख ही नहीं रहा था. Right?
एक ही बंदा है.
एक ही बंदा.
And he fits so well as a lawyer.
Yeah, it's like tailor-made role.
Thank you.
Yeah. But Manoj sir, if I have to ask you to pick one scene from the film which really touched you or impacted you, which one would it be and why?
I mean, everyone is talking about the climax, but let me tell you that there are 2 scenes where I really felt like clapping for the writer Deepak and his collaborator Apurva. Are the scenes where the first time when they come to the house and the police people help them to reach my house, and the girl and the parents. And when we are sitting there quietly and when I'm looking at them, that's my favorite scene. When there is nothing being said and my character is just thinking, looking at them, whether he should take this or not because he knows the danger ahead. And there is a complete silence when you hear mother asking how is the tea. Okay?
Yeah.
And then he asks everyone to come into the office one by one. And then the other one, which I completely love, is when my character loses his cool on his son.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful scene.
He goes missing.
Yeah, that's a beautiful scene. Nobody is talking about it that much, but that also shows in what kind of a pressure this
Pressure
guy,
point.
you know, what all is going through him, that he raises his hand on a small child. So yeah, there are other things which are far more important, and they become, you know, those are the driving scenes to the climax.
वो ग्राफ बनाते हैं यहाँ पे
Right,
कैरेक्टर
yeah,
का. In
right.
fact, the scene with the mother would not work on the terrace
Right.
if the scene with the father and son was not there,
Right.
because वो frustration से Manoj's character is crying.
Right.
Yes.
It all comes out
Yeah.
जब दिनकर की poem recite होती है.
You know, that 7-minute monologue which he gives in the end is also the talk of the town right now. How was it shot? Was it a single take, or
I would.
who wrote it?
Apurva, let Apurva.
दीपक wrote it.
Okay.
और वो बहुत तैयारी के बाद 1.5 महीने हमने तैयारी करी और
अच्छा.
सर रोज बैठते थे और मेरा एक ही रिक्वेस्ट थी सर से कि सर इसको ना एक फ्लो में करेंगे, तो अगर कहीं पर भी आप अटके तो वील हैव टू टेक इट फ्रॉम द टॉप, क्योंकि वो काफी लेयर्ड सीन है. वो उसमें 3 तरीके से 3 भाव हैं. पहले तो वो डिफेंस लॉयर की तरह बात करते हैं, फिर वो कथावाचक बन जाते हैं, फिर जो अपनी पूरी जर्नी की फ्रस्ट्रेशन है वो रावण पे निकालते हैं. तो वो बहुत लेयर्ड है. तो सर ने बोला कि ठीक है चल, ये रिक्वेस्ट मैंने तेरी मान ली, और फिर सर लग गए उस पर. सर ने बहुत प्रैक्टिस करी उसकी, करीबन 100-150 बार प्रैक्टिस कराया उसको.
I think 4 महीने तक. एक तो मेरा रिकॉर्डिंग की 7.5 मिनट की रखी है. हाँ.
उससे पहले, इस प्रैक्टिस से पहले हम सारे इतनी बारी बैठे हैं कि इसको कैसे उतना इम्पैक्टफुल बनाए. आई थिंक वी हैव रिटन दैट सीन 20 टाइम्स.
बहुत impactful था, and I think I must say the Hindi was also so tough. बीच में, like I had to on the subtitles and watch, because नहीं तो I might miss understanding what is going on.
Right.
So yeah. Sir, I have to ask you another thing. Right now, with your filmography and the kind of stuff that you've been doing, you are widely accepted, not just by the older generation, even by Gen Z.
Right.
Is there a secret behind being accepted so nicely?
It's always the you know, you have to do what is right. I've never been following a formula, and nor I will follow a formula, because there is nothing called formula. There is nothing called formula, and the only thing that you should keep looking for is the storyteller. We are nothing. A producer is nothing. A creative producer is nothing. I am nothing if the director and the writer are these are the people who are, you know, they are born and brought up in a world which has been very different from the world that I was born and brought up in. So I should be looking at them and see what kind of a story they are saying, how they are saying their stories, and what are their expectations from me. Okay, instead of me telling them you should do this way, you should go this way.
Listen to them.
I listen to them. I go by them, because this is their time. This is their world. We three of us are living in.
Yeah.
So so they are the driving force. I think that is why, because I have loads of respect for this time, because the technological digital revolution happened in this time, not in my time. Okay,
Exactly.
so their exposure is very different from mine, and their expectation is very different from Manoj Bajpayee or from their producer, because they have seen films from all over. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And when we were little, we were watching Mr. Marmon Desai, Mr. Prakash Mehra, okay, and Mr. Shyam Benegal. But our exposure was not from the outside. But now, the world is at their feet and their education is that. I think maybe it's because of that, because I have lots of respect for this generation.
Apurv, I have to ask you this. As a director, what were your priorities? Like bring in the detail for Manoj's characterization, or focus primarily on the story, or was it a balance of both?
It was the balance. Basically, जब हमने शुरू किया था, हम एक ही तरीके से फिल्म अप्रोच कर रहे थे कि हमको जो मैसेज सेंड करना है वो सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है.
Yeah.
और थैंकफुली वी आर वेरी हैप्पी दैट वो मैसेज राइटली कन्वे हो पाया ऑडियंस तक. मनोज सर के साथ तो ऑलरेडी बहुत सारी प्लानिंग, एक सेपरेटली बेसिकली 2 तरीके से प्लानिंग हुई. एक सुपन मेरी दीपक की एक सेपरेट प्रेप थी, और एक मनोज सर के साथ सेपरेट प्रेप थी. बहुत लेटर 1 महीने करीबन बचा था शूटिंग में, तब सारी चीजें एक साथ आनी शुरू हुई. तो हम तीनों की जो प्रेप थी ना, वो बहुत टेक्निकलिटीज पे थी कि यार हमको कोर्टरूम इस तरीके से दिखाना है, बिकॉज वी नेवर सीन अ कोर्टरूम लाइक दिस. इतनी टेक्निकल बातें.
It does.
Correct.
Because we seen films, courtroom looks very fancy and glossy, and this looked really, you know, like, I think it is what it is.
You know, but,
Yes.
but there's
Yeah.
a very subtle change. I must indicate that, you know, when it is a lower court, district court, the
Sessions court and the
session court is very different. High
Yeah.
court
Court
is
is
very different.
Yeah.
But when it goes in the Supreme
Supreme
Court,
Court.
you know, where you know there is where he comes to know that the son is lost.
Lost.
You know, that is Supreme Court. So the setting of that is very different. So but the one man is traveling from session court to high court to
the biggest court in the country.
the biggest
High
court in the
Supreme Court.
country.
Apex.
So that's a thing that we didn't describe it, but that is for the people to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Here-
that is
here
where-
I think apna DOP Arjun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's lighting.
Even
you know,
Priya
he's
Suhas.
also
Yeah.
Priya Suhas. So I mean,
Done a
here's the luck
fabulous job.
factor that where it comes in, where when things have to happen, they happen at the right time. So I was shooting The Good Wife with Kajol. Priya Suhas, a production designer on this film, was doing the production design of Good Wife.
Good wife.
We brought her on to that. That also has various codes.
Yeah.
So in fact, it's interesting that to block our scenes,
Yeah.
I
Arjun,
went to his-
Apurv, our first AD would come to my sets.
Yeah.
We would plan the blocks. We would shooting on 3 cameras.
Right.
We did the same thing on our film as well.
Yeah.
So we would plan the blocks out, and there was our sessions code. It's the same sessions code location
Yeah.
from that. So we
Right.
could do that design seamlessly and be effective.
Right.
So it just happened in a very beautiful way.
You know, I also have to ask you this. A petition to ban the film was filed by this Rajasthan High Court on behalf of Asaram Bapu. And, you know,
Trust, yeah.
people were, you know, raising their voices. And did that impact you?
Not at all and not even remotely, because two things. One, the petition was squashed and kind of removed.
It was not
Secondly,
removed.
everything that we have done is inspired by true events.
Yeah.
It's part of public record. We have not created any fiction that did not exist, and we have not tried to be judgmental. We have used
Exactly.
things as is, as it happened.
Also,
So-
the producer and their legal team, you know, they have already submitted
Yeah, so
their
now
response.
the stay order which they were asking the court to give has been rejected. The film is already on.
Exactly.
It's super.
Yeah.
But did you anticipate such strong reactions?
See, it's
Some
a
yes,
subject. Yeah, I mean, you know,
but yeah.
risky. रिस्क है तो इसके भी ये लाइन आ रही है यहाँ पे
वो हमारे दूसरे दोस्त की बात है हंसल में तक ही है वो।
But, Vinod, were there any specific check boxes for you to back this story? What exactly inspired you?
I think the first, as soon as we heard the story, and then, you know, when I went to Supan, I mean, Manoj said yes, that was the main one tick box. After that, we knew that there will be challenges.
Yeah.
And so we are fighters. I mean, all of us have come from ground zero. Nobody here has been, he has a surname that, you know, he has got from his father. Nobody. I think four of us. Right?
Now nepotism पर सवाल आएगा.
So, see, being in the industry, we all have been 25, 30 years old in the industry. But when we wanted to make a film, we were sure that, you know, the stories which Bhanusali Studios wanted to say was how would a common man amongst us, when he gets the courage and he does something right, there is a win to him, you know,
Exactly.
because the system, court, the police, everybody helped. So I think that was one thing what we were very sure, that the story has to come out of a winner, a person who fights his way for that little girl and gets justice.
True.
So that was
You
a
know,
big thing.
after I watched the film, it sort of felt like this could have also been a theatrical release. Did you not consider?
Don't even say
Yeah.
that. But no, I was. I must tell you that I was very, very certain about it somewhere. But see, I mean, I don't even blame my producer or the studio for going OTT way. Also because you know, you have certain data and survey which was not very encouraging. Okay, and we had to take this story to each and everyone.
Yeah.
And we didn't want this story or this fantastic film to be judged by the numbers on the box office.
True.
Okay.
Makes sense. Exactly.
So because suddenly trade is up on their feet and start judging a film on the basis of the number, not on the basis of the quality of the film.
Content also.
So
Numbers,
so they were very, very adamant that Manoj, no, we can't go because these are the this is the fear that we have. Let's go OTT way. If we get encouraging response, then we might think of going to the theatre, which will be a first kind of a thing. Okay, now studio and Mr. Vinod Bhanushali, all of these people are having a meeting because on social media, thousands of
Public demand
response.
has come.
But the people are
Huge public
demanding,
demand.
huge demand to take it to the theater. They are ready to go to the theater to see it second time, third time, or fourth
Yeah.
time. Okay, so I think they are discussing.
So we might be making history, I guess.
Yes.
Let's see.
Let's see. Let's hope.
Let's hope it runs on the theaters as
Yeah.
well.
You guys are only the people who are going to Gen Z.
Yeah.
We invite them to the theaters. They have the money, you know.
Yeah.
And time.
So Pan, Bandaa is also your second collaboration with Manoj sir after
Third,
Fam-
actually, huh.
Third?
Acid Factory, as a family man, and now
Acha.
Bandaa. Yeah.
Yeah. So what made you take this idea to Manoj, or how exactly did it
Honest
pan
answer,
out?
I heard the story, and my simple thing to Vinod was this: that there is nobody else on this planet but one man, one Banda
Yeah.
called Manoj Bajpayee, because you need an actor of that caliber, of that honesty and truth within himself to convey that kind of strength and power. And if you see every frame of Sirf ek Bandaa Kaafi hai, Manoj literally kind of owns it. And
Yeah, he owns
what he
it.
does also, and this is something that I have learned and enjoyed while working him through the years, is that it's never about him. He never makes it about him.
Yes.
He makes the scene work. He'll
Scene
make
work.
every actor in the scene work. Sometimes he will give the scene to the other actor to ensure the scene, the
Let
narrative
them
works.
shine also.
Because
Yeah.
it's because Vipin's character, Vipin Sharma, again great actor, right?
Yeah.
It's a jugalbandi where Manoj at times is on the receiving end and Vipin is up. That kind of, and so hence Manoj shuns the power play of anything just with the sheer honesty that my character would do this. There is no Manoj Bajpayee. There is only the lead character, PC Tolanki, who's there in the frame. Who's kind of, that's what you see. That's what he does with all his films.
Exactly.
Where when he's rehearsing, and also I think, we had a great writer in Deepak Kengrani, but I think Manoj Bajpayee is one of the best dialogue writers in this country. Also,
He's added
it's
so
an
much.
added
Best
bonus.
dialogue writer.
I
by
think
the
that
way.
entire end wala scene
Huh.
was Manoj. I can say that, that
I mean, that was my
Padding.
contribution.
He kind of contributed,
I know,
but yeah, so
yeah,
I'm just saying
absolutely.
that's him. So he
I'm
brings
not
a
a-
lot to the
yeah.
table, and it's without ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will give it, take it. It's your choice.
Exactly.
There's no such
Lena
thing.
to lo free hai.
No, but I personally feel that, over the years, this is what I have experienced. That the atmosphere of Hindi film industry is lopsided. Somewhere I feel that there's too much of a insecurity and too much of ego playing that happens that
It
takes
plays,
away,
yeah,
that it
yeah.
really takes it away from the filmmaking. When we are making films, we should always realize that we are just one part of it. A film is made in different stages. All of us should respect each and everybody's contribution to the filmmaking, and keep your own self away from it. Just be part of it. That is very, very important. That discipline should. I just hope that it is prevalent. It becomes a discipline where actors just leaves themselves out, their own self, and get the character on the set.
Yeah.
Because from Bandit Queen till now, whenever there has been an atmosphere of collaboration, the project, those films that I have been part of, they've all become memorable. All of them. I can actually start, counting it on my finger. But the moment you start playing the power game,
Yeah.
it just ruins it.
Yeah,
It just
exactly.
ruins it. Yeah.
Apurva, I have to ask you this. Aspirants, then Flames, and then Banda.
Yeah, Saas Bahu
Saas
Achar.
Bahu Achar.
Saas Bahu Achar. All of these stories are very earthy. They connect to the masses on a very different level. So, has that been a conscious decision for you to support a story? Ki I will direct these kind of stories.
नॉट रियली बट यस एक रिलेटेबिलिटी फैक्टर होना चाहिए एक ऑब्जर्वेशन जब तक वो रिलेट ऑडियंस के लिए नहीं करेगी तो
हाँ.
मतलब दो ही तरीके से फिल्में बनती हैं फिल्में होती हैं मेरा ये मानना है कि एक जो रिलेटेबल है जो लोग को समझ में आए कि क्या चल रहा है हमारे घर की कहानियां है या हमारी गली मोहल्ले की कहानी है और दूसरी एक आउट एंड आउट मेन स्ट्रीम फिल्म होती हैं
हाँ.
तो मुझे लगता है कि मैं बहुत ऑब्जर्वेंट हूँ जनरली और मैं वही कहानियां कह पाता हूँ जिसमें बहुत ज्यादा ऑब्जर्वेशन इन्वॉल्व होती हैं कि मेरे गली के चाचा जी कैसे दिखते हैं तो मेरे को अच्छा लगता है वो कहानियां कहना एंड आई थिंक दैट इज वो इसलिए मेरे प्रोफाइल में भी आपको नजर आता है बट दिस इज नॉट अ वेरी टेक्निकल चॉइस अगर आगे चल के कुछ ऐसा आए जो मैं एक्सप्लोर करना चाहूँ तो व्हाई नॉट
I'm really looking forward to more of your work because मेरे को सारे titles मैंने जितने भी देखे हैं Flames I think it still remains one of my favorites.
थैंक यू
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
थैंक यू
Okay, Manoj, sir, one last thing I wanted to know from you. This was the first time you played a lawyer?
No, I played a lawyer long time. That was my first big work. Was Swaviman serial on DD.
Acha, yeah, my mom
Yeah,
used
yeah,
to
yeah.
watch that. Yeah, she had
Okay,
told me
so
about
yeah,
that.
that, but there was no court scene in that one. I was a lawyer, but there was no court scene. It was more about relationship and the
Yeah.
family. So yeah, this is the first time when you see me operating in a court, which was very interesting, exciting for me. I love those moments in the courts because the scenes, to explore those scenes in that kind of atmosphere was something that that is a takeaway from me.
Okay.
Because when my character is responding to Ram Jethwani's character, Chandwani Ram Chandwani is the character. I really explored the whole thing there on the set, because in the manner Abhijit Lahiri was performing was so amazing, and because of his performance, my character, could really excel the way the scene unfolded. So it's sometimes what happens that when you're playing something as a lawyer for the first time, for me, profession is not something that I go by. I always work on the character. There are many lawyers,
Yeah.
but this is
मैं यही बोलने जा रही थी, because I saw you playing a lawyer and it didn't seem like a generic one. काफी complex था.
Right.
It had a lot of layers and emotions.
Right.
So I wanted to ask, earlier also you had shared that you like exploring complex characters.
Right.
So is there a conscious effort in choosing scripts that way, well-defined characters?
The script. First of all, that great character has to be part of a great script. And what is a great script? It should be well-rounded. It should be something that people have not experienced before. It is engaging, on reading stage. It has certain relationship and the conflicts which is very new to explore, and it is giving me a space to experiment. Yeah.
One last thing I have to ask you, and all of you can actually answer. So, films of late, they have become much braver because of OTT, different kinds of content, different kind of stories are coming forward. So, as creators now, is it challenging to reinvent yourself and also maintain that individuality?
I think it's not about challenging yourself. I think one should be always, adapting and changing, because change is constant. And I think it's a great time where you can constantly change, constantly evolve. It's a matter of evolving. I mean, live in a world where every year actually, you have a new iPhone coming, right? You have upgrades. So if you don't upgrade yourself, you live in the era of upgrades, where technology is changing, where content is changing, where the way you tell stories is changing. And honestly, it's changing for the better as far as storytelling is concerned. Because today we are, going into the heartland of India for stories. We are going more rooted. And we are not deriving just stuff from the West, which was an era that existed in the 80s, 90s and early 2000s, right? So that has changed. Today, we are going back to books. Novels are being adapted, whether it's in English language, and Hindi literature, which is so rich, was lost for a while. We are going back to those roots. And just the way Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam cinema are rich, or Bengali cinema is rich because they stick to their roots, which is the literature. We are going back to that. The fact is this, a novelist always spends 2-3 years writing a book. So when you adapt a book, for example, it's richer. So people are finding voices, and when you have individual voices coming out, it's a great time, good stories to come out, right? Characters come from places, as Apurva said. So bottom line is, it's not a challenge. It should be the de facto standard, which is to evolve and change and adapt.
What a lovely way to look at things, actually. So thank you so much for doing this with me. I had a great time chatting with you, and I'm really looking forward to more such stories. I really enjoyed watching.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.